This is a review over the movie Remember the Titans, which was released in the year 2000. The movie is based on a true story that took place in the 1970s. It's about a football team that was desegregated during a time when segregation was very prevalent in the South. The movie's really about segregation in the South and the racism that took place. It's also about a high school football team that came together against the odds and against societal norms and united an entire community. Some of the main themes, you have racism, which is clear in the first scene when a black teenager is shot by a white store owner. Then in the first game that is played, the crowd is completely segregated. There's the black section of the stands and a white section of the stands. The team itself, when they first go to camp, they can't stand each other. When they get on the buses, they get on a white bus and a black bus. The coach that was given the job was an African-American man that took the job of a white man, and that caused tensions. Another theme that is very prevalent is leadership. Jerry, who was one of the best football players on the team, was white, and Julius, who was black, were the two strongest players on this team, had to come together. They end up becoming best friends and are able to unite the entire team. And slowly throughout this 2-week camp that they're at, you see the color barrier starting to fall. Another thing that really plays into it is society. While they're away at this camp, it's just this team, and they don't have to deal with what their parents say or what people outside say, how people feel about the team being non-segregated. As soon as they get back, as the bus pulls into the parking lot, the boys on the bus are all having fun. They're singing songs. They're laughing and joking with each other. The parking lot is segregated. The black families are on one side. The white families are on the other. And it starts to create a tension. The first day of school, there's protests going on outside of the school. Students aren't okay with the segregation. Jerry's girlfriend leaves him because he's friends with a black person. Another big theme that I think the author was really trying to portray was society, and how in the beginning everyone was so against it. Throughout the movie, throughout the team winning, the community begins to come together. When they win the championship game and Coach Boone comes home, all the neighbors come out and are cheering for him and clapping, when just weeks before someone threw a rock through his window. I think the director's goal was really to show how this team brought this entire community together, how they used football as a catalyst for change. I don't think that football was the main focus of the movie. The focus of the movie was the story, and how in a time of deep segregation and such hatred and racism, this team was able to become a family, and in that, friendships were formed with people of opposite races. I think what society can really learn from this is that sports are powerful. Sports are a way to bring people together regardless of their backgrounds, and to create families. In this class, we talk a lot about how sports have such a big meaning, and that many times sports are used as metaphors for deeper meanings. With Ida, it was domestic abuse. With Creed, it was family legacy. Palace to Justice was about aging. I think this movie is really about segregation, and just desegregating, and how there doesn't need to be racism. A lot of the things that we saw in that movie, sadly, we still see today. And I think the author's purpose was to show it doesn't need to happen. I don't really think that this has a specific targeted audience. I think everyone should watch this movie. While it is a movie about football, I don't think it's really a football movie. It's using football to show that bigger meaning, and that's to end segregation. Some similar texts or movies. You have Woodlawn, which is also about football and segregation. The movie Miracle, which is the hockey teams, and you have men from different backgrounds coming together. They were rivals. They played against each other, but they had to unite to become a team. And in doing so, it brought an entire country together. Glory Road, which is about an all-black basketball team with a white coach that travels and has to play against white schools, and is during a time when that didn't happen. It wasn't liked. You have The Blind Side with an African-American kid going to an all-white elite school. And then you have 42 with Jackie Robinson, where he broke the barrier of segregation in baseball. I think that this was a great movie. I think that everyone should watch it. It's one of my favorites. And I think that they did a really good job portraying what went on and how that team came together.